What's up, YouTube? Welcome to my review of the Volt Fairway Driver by MVP Disc Sports. These are both in Neutron plastic. They're both right around 166 grams, and they are two of my favorite discs I've ever had, especially as far as drivers are concerned. I already had a review out on this disc for a while, and I just didn't like it. I watched it the other day, and it just kind of crappy video, so I figured I'd redo it. The Volt is a fairway driver. It is has a pretty small rim for a modern driver, and it's not very fast. It's probably about a speed 8 or so. This one's 166. You can see the nice rim design there. It's very comfortable in the hand. You can also see the gyro technology there. There's a little insignia for it. Basically, if you don't know much about MVP, first of all, where you been? Disc golfers, I mean, come on, MVP's been rocking it for a few years now. But basically, the interior plastic is softer, grippier polymer, and then they have a more dense plastic. The black plastic is more dense in the outer rim, therefore kind of increasing the gyroscopic nature of the disc. If you want to know more about the physics at work there and the benefits as far as MVP is concerned, I would say just go check out their website. They do a really good job of explaining it. They're very thorough. For me, though, in my testing and use of these discs and any other MVP discs I've had and still have, is basically they just have a ton of glide, especially these Volts. They have amazing glide, tons of distance, and they also hold the line extremely well. So they take the angle of release, hold it for a long time. They produce a ton of glide, and also with these, once you get them up spinning, they will kind of ride out a little bit, come back, and then even when they're fading, they will continue to go forward. So they're going forward and fading, so they get tons of distance, and really just amazing discs to throw and watch them fly. You know, a lot of companies or sports manufacturers in general will make a lot of claims about their technology and how it's going to improve your game, and a lot of times it's not too obvious. The MVP stuff for me is really apparent that it's working. These things have amazing glide. So the feel of the Neutron plastic is great. I really like it. It's especially in these lighter weight ones, has a really nice soft feel to it, and a nice tacky grip. I don't have any issues with these popping out of my grip early. A little funky because I'm holding it with my left hand just because of the way the tripod's set up, but I've been throwing these for a while now, and I've actually been messing around with a lot more power grips lately. I've been digging it, but also works well with my kind of birdie grip that I've been using for years. Good disc, or a good grip from the Neutron plastic for sure. I'd say this pink one has a little bit more grip to it. It's also maybe a touch flippier. If I want a little bit more of an S curve, I'll usually throw this one, but they're pretty interchangeable. So in flight, the Volts are just amazing. They're probably my favorite drivers to throw in the world. They're just so good. Basically, they just hold the line forever. These will both pop up and ride out to the right a little bit if you throw them hard. You can definitely get them flipped over completely if you have a big arm, or if there's like a headwind, or if you just throw them a little too much ante or something like that. They will definitely, I've had a few times where they'll flip over and go where I don't want them to go. But generally I throw them down a little hyzer and they just pop up and just bomb. I get some of my biggest drives ever out of these discs. They're probably my go-to straight line distance discs for sure. Just because, like we talked about before, they'll go straight, throw them down hyzer, they'll pop up, they'll also ride out to the right a little bit, but still, not really like go far out to the right, just kind of ride out a little bit and then start coming back to the left, but they don't fall out. They'll just, when they start fading, they'll keep going forward and fading soft. So they just, get tons of distance. They are probably the farthest flying disc in my bag, for sure, and I just really love throwing them. They're super fun to throw. Regardless of anything else, I find myself reaching for them time and time again, just because I like watching them fly, and I feel like they make me feel like I have a big arm, and I like that. here's one point I want to add to the new review is that I seem to only really like these in the very lightweight or the pretty lightweight ones, the 160s, 166 in that area. I had one that was 170 that was more stable. That was actually in my original review video, and I liked it, but it doesn't have that really nice distance. It doesn't have the same nice distance for me and my power, so it doesn't didn't pop up and ride as much. It would just kind of go straight and then finish left, and it was a good disc, but I ended up getting rid of it just because I like these lightweight ones a little bit better. And if I'm going to throw something more stable that'll hold the line stronger and finish stronger to the left, I have other discs that I'd rather do that with. So I also have the Proton Volt. I was really excited about them coming out. I picked one up straight away. I mean, as soon as it came out, I ordered one. I got it. I tested it quite a bit, and I actually didn't really like it very much. It was much more stable than these ones, and just didn't seem to go nearly as far. And again, if I want to throw something that's more stable than these, that doesn't have as much glide and kind of that big floaty flight to it, then I have other discs I'd rather throw for that. So yeah, for me, these are amazing discs. They're some of my favorite discs in the world, but I'll definitely prefer them in these lighter weights. Maybe as I continue to progress and my arm speed gets better and stuff, I'll like a heavier one here and there. Maybe the one that I had that was 170 wasn't typical. Maybe that one was more overstable than other ones. Not really sure. I have heard that from other people that the Proton Volts in general are more stable. So if you like the Volt, but you find it a little flippy for your power, you might want to check out the Proton. The Proton Volts seem to be a little bit more stable for sure. So if you like that, that's cool. If you have the arm speed to maximize it, I'm sure that you'll get just as much glide and distance as I get out of these. But I just don't really have that much power. These seem to excel for me just throwing them with a nice smooth throw. If I try to rip them real hard, it doesn't do very well, and I mean in general that doesn't work very well for me. I have to really force myself to try to just throw smooth, not really try to crush it. The harder I try to throw, usually the worse the shot ends up being. So for these ones, I just try to throw them as smooth as possible, stand them up on the line, and they just go forever. So MVP Volt, especially with the parameters we talked about, the weight and the plastic type and stuff, one of my favorite discs in the world for sure. I throw one of these two pretty much anytime I can. I'll throw them for a hole. So that's my review on the Volt. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.